Hi everyone, welcome to my channel tonight. We're doing the autumn equinox, which occurs in September each year. And in the northern hemisphere, the date marked by the end of summer and beginning of autumn. The harvest moon is a name given to the full moon that occurs nearest to the autumn equinox. Historically, the light of the harvest moon was said to enable farmers to work later. Saturn also has equinox, but because it takes almost 30 years to orbit the sun, they only happen about every 15 years. In Japanese cultures, the autumn equinox is celebrated with traditions. It's time to remember deceased relatives as well as marks the passing of the seasons. Officially lasts for 7 days, beginning 3 days prior to the equinox and ending 3 days after it. Wow. Because of the time zone differences, the equinox can be on different days for different locations. So there we go. That's a little bit about the equinox. This is for all signs and all cusps, okay? And we're working with these cards. The, this nice deck on the New York City Tarot. Huh? All right, the World Unisphere. Construction for the epic 1964 World's Fair would usher the city into the space age. The Unisphere remains the world's largest globe and holds court from the borough of Queens, one of the most multicultural urban areas on the planet. Wow. At the end of our major arcanian journey, from 0 to 21, the world card holds it all. It asks us to receive the wisdom of our experiences, work within our limitations, assess the legacy we're leaving behind. Wherever we work with this card, we're invited to weigh our lives in some way, facing up to the deciding what really matters. Sometimes the world arrives when it's time for closure. Oh boy. Um, Whether it's the be all and end all of a job, relationship, or way of being in the world, this card can invite us to honor life's grand finales, and at other times it might invite us to commune with the curtain call that's going to come for us all at the very end. But rather than a grim trip straight to the grave, we can use this card, Gravity, to find, let's see, hold on, meaning, evaluating what we're willing to put our weight behind for the long haul, and figuring out where exactly to send our precious fuel while we're still here. Alrighty. Where is something in my life culminating, and how can I celebrate this? How do I handle endings, the limits of time, my own human limitations? What matters most to me, and how can I put more of my weight behind it? What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? Concrete jungle. Here's a message, okay? Explore the world through environments that build endurance, honor endings like finish lines, commitments, ceremonies, movie monologues. In New York City, take a tour through all this spaces that have held meaning for you during your time here touch down in all 5 boroughs during a single day. Cheer participants through the paces of New York City Marathon and have a look at the whole city in miniatures at the Queen's Museum. The museum. Okay. Now let's see what else we have. Oh boy. Okay. Wands. Ace of Wands. Suit where we learn to ignite our fundamental life force, express our individual essence, inject our lives with larger than life meaning, regulate our energy expenditure from the sparks of lighter on a park bench to a full-on 4th of July fireworks display. Very good. In the city, there are signs of life everywhere, from the people pounding the pavement all the way down to the tiniest blades of grass pushing up through the sidewalk crack. Each ace in the tarot is our initiation into its element. It asks us to notice where the element's power are already present in our lives and to then send increased attention in that direction. Here, in the Fire of the Wands suit, we've invited to view our lives as a heat map. The Ace of Wands means taking an inventory of where the warmth of our passion exists so that we can turn towards what fires us up and away from what no longer is turning us on. Interesting there. Whenever we work with this card, we're asked to come at our life leaner and cleaner without excessive drama or unnecessary analysis. When we respond to it on, off, yes, no questions, we start soaking the sparkles that actually want to get lit. Interesting. Which parts of my life are switched on right now, which are switched off, and how can I respond accordingly? Street signs. Look for the signs of life and explore how things get turned on for the first time, whether it's slipping your key into the car ignition or watching your pup race out into the backyard in New York City. Take a moment at dusk to notice the tiny lights being switched up in apartment windows as the sun goes down. Interesting. Very interesting there. Swing through the revolving doors, hitting the pavement or on full speed. Strutting through the streets, you leave your indelible mark on everything you touch. Oh boy. Each of the tarot to contain the essence of the major arcanian, the highest priest, and the DNA. These cards ask us to listen in for our own wisdom, practice using elements, properties in our own style. Here in the Two of Wands, we're urged to come out of the cocoon with a rallying cry. Okay. Engaging with life in a playful way like a baby, learning its own strength for the very first time. So you're learning your strength for the first time with this. Let's see what this is. We work with this. We ask to enjoy our own capacity for action and asks us to do something, anything to remind ourselves that we're here, alive, and capable of making whatever it happen. Uh, what one move could I make right now, however seemingly small, to remind myself that I am a protege of my own life? Street signs explore this card by taking action that distinguishes you as an individual. Notice how it feels when you raise your hand to answer a question or pen your name to project in New York City. Become aware of your own body forging a path through a crowd, or watch as baseball players make magic moves at the West 4th Street Court. Alrighty. There we go. Here's another one. Everyone seems to be honing their hustle, hell-bent on getting better, bolder, faster, yet at the heart of this endless quest of improvement lies the ultimate dare to start from scratch on each day breaks. Oh boy. Descendants from the major Arcanian Empress is an invite to welcome more of life's bold beauty, ruled by the element of fire. Wants us to actually relish our right to accept challenges, spreading our mojo around without worrying about our technique. This card urges us to connect with the relentlessness of our spirit. Whenever we work with it, we've asked to summon the courage to try again and start over and over, losing track of the straight lines of progress, and instead letting ourselves live and learn as we go. What challenges would I take on if I knew I wouldn't be evaluated through a success failure street signs? Okay. Tap the joy that can be found in both hobbies and mastery, like singing in the shower, then listening to famous opera in New York City. Find arena where novices can function alongside virtuous, bust a move to a street music. Okay. Regardless of how much rhythm you've got, or join a chess, dominoes, or game in a public park, no matter what your skill level. So interesting there. Another one. For a moment, the city seems to be running on glorious fumes without having to work so damn hard. Trains, traffic, and people flow forward, fueled by the friction that's already been generated. Each of the tarots, baby of the big major, the Emperor, we can use these cards to land within of their respective suit elements and embrace stability in the Wand's fire suit. This is our opportunity to actually receive the heat that's already been created through our efforts. This could mean a pause from endless output to celebrate mini wins along the way, or it could mean giving yourself permission to just coast for a little while, carried by the momentum that already built from your striving in a suit that's so often about doing. Wants us to trust that we've already done more than enough. Good. How do I know when I've done enough, and how can I celebrate the efforts I have already made? Street signs, connect with a passion that doesn't feel like hard work and notice how pleasurable it feels to receive and get powered up by your love for it. In New York City, get toasty besides a hot nut cart, or eat what you cooked at a Japanese barbecue or pork grill pit. Interesting. A lot going on there, okay? Here's some more. Five of Wands. All day long, this town is throwing tantrums, figurating, and bodies burning off steam with a push and a shove through constant. The city still stands. So, okay, each of the they burn up the spice of life. Okay, the Hierophant. They draw what's stored within us to the surface, and then they ask us to gain more mastery over the master. The wand's heat is on, and we may find ourselves pitching some vigor of tantrums as we have it out with some part of our lives, but rather than tampering down this embattled energy, this card actually calls us to forge a greater loyalty with ourselves through whatever the fight by abiding, or we become a ride or die real friend to self, sticking by our own side through the friction. Interesting. What do I want to just have it out right now, and how can I support my own catalyst? The street signs. Let yourself get sweaty and physical in the energy, running in place, yelling, yelping, or shaking your body out in New York City. Race up a set of stairs or engage in. If you're feeling extra fit, yell as a noise of an oncoming train approaches, or fight against a fierce wind tunnel. Very good. Let's see. You are feeling yourself from foot to crown. You catch a glimpse of your glory and passing window pane. Power up with a personal soundtrack that carries you just above the crowd. Each of the tarot marks are return to life, sweetness after the catalyst of kindness, kindred spirit. With a major arcanian, the Lovers, it invites us to come into deeper communion with the energies of reciprocity and exchange. In the wand fire element, we've asked to let ourselves be beheld, since in our essence, dignity with fame and worthy flags flying. This could mean learning to accept some adoration, or it could manifest as a moment of beholding your own beauty. Maybe you could even enhance the epic quality of your life with some health drama, celebrating your one life to live by amplifying your most passionate feelings. We are meant to see and be seen, our names written in larger than life lights. Very good. What part of me needs to feel more seen right now, and what aspect of my life wants to become larger than. Street signs. Pump up some elements of your life, whether it's teased hair or dramatic entrance into New York City. Take a tour of famous movie and television film locations. Delight in the collision between these everyday environments and their more epic imagined scales. So there we go. A lot of these have fire escapes along. Okay. So, when you look more closely at each human who passes you, notice that not one of these beings is actually the same as any other. That's for sure. Um, each struggling or strutting, each strutting city dweller cuts their own singular shape. Okay. Each the descendants from the major arcanian, the chariot, here to help us challenge our comfort zone and completely care for ourselves in the wands, fire branded. We ask to embrace doing our own thing without worrying about how anyone else is doing it. So often we fear we're about to be replaced by a better version of us and scramble to secure evidence of our own continued relevance, but wants to remind us that we're irreplaceable by the grace of just being. When we learn on this card, we no longer have to protect our personal flair because there's no one else who will ever be able to do us quite like we can. That's for sure. We're all unique in our own way, right? What inner qualities do I possess that no one else could ever duplicate? Alrighty. Okay. Eight of Wands. The streets are already in full swing. Sped up celebration of scents, sounds, and sights. Choose your own adventure and follow the signs that give you the high sign. Like their forebear, the Major Arcanian Strength card, all tarots want us to snuggle closer to them and release our resistance in the Wands, Bonfire. It's time to loosen up and let it rip as we let life fling itself at us like a piñata party and see what we can catch in our uptuned palms. Whenever we work with this card, we're asked to read the signs of our lives like a scavenger hunt, noticing the little synchronicities and symbols from spirit that keep repeating and actually following them on an adventure. And we ask to DIY whatever arriving, not only making do with what we get, but also making more magic out of it. Very good. What are the signs of my life telling me right now? And now, how can I make something out of these symbols? Very good. Street signs. Take a day to treat your entire life like a tarot deck, interpreting signs of symbols in your environment in New York City. Stage a scavenger hunt. Sounds like fun. Revel in some DIY action with an off-Broadway show or an outfit fashioned from pieces picked up while thrifting. Very good. A lot going on. A lot going on. Okay. One more. You're on the verge of melting into the pavement. Uh, Collapse on a bench loaded with the package of go, half live, take a New York second. You're in this for the long haul after all. Okay, the long haul we're going. Sentence from the major. Okay. Each of them call us solidarity experience of the elements in the go hard or go home want suit. It's time for time out. It could be the tiniest touch in with yourself for a few minutes in the bathroom as you splash some water on your face, catch a glimpse of the glint in your eye. That'll help you go forward, or it could be a more dramatic decompression where you step out of the game for days. The tarot form of training is our locker room pit stop with self, where we summons our inner cheerleader and get ourselves together for round two. Round two. Alrighty. Oh, that was very interesting. But let's see what else we have. We have a regular deck here, King of Swords. Ambition. Sharp, decisive. The king is a strategist, often associated with successful business practices. So he's good at solving problems. He is ultimate manager, seeing the bigger picture while leaving others to work on the smaller issues. As a symbol of a situation, projects take off, but do pay attention to details to avoid delay. Very good. Ace of Wands. Creative success. As a symbol of creative masculine energy, this card expresses inspiration, good communication, favors all new plans and projects. Whether you're setting up a business or hoping to start a family, embarking on a trip away, artistic pursuit, predicts great success. It's a perfect time to take an important step forward. So you're taking a step forward with this, okay? Okay. Now we're getting... Change of heart. The 8 reveals an important decision affecting an established relationship with this, okay? This move has been considered carefully, and you or the other person has taken a long-term view and decided to take action. It is likely that a romance has come to a standstill, and the only way to resolve this is for one or both of you to step away. A sacrifice now means you may both have happier futures. Very good. Okay, I might go to the Oracle deck already. We're running low on time here. Here we go. Let's see. Severe vows of poverty. Good one. Dear one, there are no need to suffer a sacrifice. Hold the intentions of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you may have made, consciously or unconsciously in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. Oh boy, look at that. Some beautiful angels in there. Very nice. Time for one more. Ask for your needs to be met. God and the angels can come to your aid only if you make free will choice to be helped, and it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. Uh, the same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you too. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful angel. This concludes the autumn equinox video for tonight. And I hope you have a great autumn. Please comment that you subscribed, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.